Formula One Drive to Survive Season 5 is finally out. Spoilers ahead, kind of. If you didn't know Max Verstappen won a record-breaking 15 of the 22 races in 2022, well, now you know. This is more of an overall view of the show itself. How real is it? There's a lot of selective editing, the playing of clips out of context to maximize drama. Oh my god, is Drive to Survive really just the Real Housewives in a trench coat?
I'm the that she should tell it to, not you, not you!
Another thing about the franchise in general is the audio over-dramatization, the over-the-top engine screeches, tire burnouts, and those crash noises. It's akin to the movie Any Given Sunday in its exaggeration of football tackle sound effects. This is what a car crash really sounds like. And this is what a football tackle really sounds like. The dramatization of the 2022 Formula One season in Season 5 should have been way more interesting than it was. The FIA's new rules, making all of the teams build completely new cars, shoulda, woulda, coulda made way for new blood at the top. Mercedes being out for blood after the controversial 2021 finale in Abu Dhabi, which came down to Michael Massey's interpretation of the rules, rather than, you know, actual racing.
He almost touches Verstappen! They almost make contact!
Lewis Hamilton on a quest for revenge would have made for much better television. Maybe with his Knight Sword. You know that 2022 was actually the first time Lewis Hamilton failed to get a single win since his career began in 2007? DTS Season 5 does grind some real drama out of Ferrari's seemingly self-inflicted damage, which may have been just a secret reservoir for pasta sauce, and Mercedes' post-Maloney sad rich boy problems. But it does feel like they're repeating a formula for Formula One drama. There's a race team, the team talks about their struggles, the race comes along, they have to win, and they win, or they lose, in a dramatic fashion. And then there's more bad news. In Season 5, there is a lot less Daniel Ricciardo, the show's former main man, and a lot more Haas team boss Gunther Steiner.
No risk, no fun.
The feud between Red Bull's Verstappen and Sergio Chico Perez was left out of the series entirely, as was former world champ Sebastian Vettel's decision to retire, and what happened to Ferrari's team boss after the 2022 season ended. The show is still doing what it needs to do, though, getting more people interested in F1. With all the 2023 rule changes, market caps, and races coming to the US, there's a lot of potential to grow the sport. Maybe the Hollywoodization of the series was a necessary evil. Richard Donner, remember him? He directed the Lethal Weapon movies. Says in content creation you need the 3 E's: entertain, educate, and elevate. And in that order. Sure, it features storylines that were portrayed as controversial, but sometimes were fabricated. Minor on-track incidents were dramatized into rivalries to make the action more interesting. So unfortunately, our F1 education needs to take a back seat to being entertained. Wise to their ways, big stars Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen give interviews, but they watch their words pretty carefully.
Good? Yep.